My kids love MC Hammer, but they also love Garth Brooks.
LaserRot, back in it with Garth Brooks! Smashing guitars. Drinking Budweiser. What do we call it in the South? Bud Diesel.
Well, hello, it's LaserDisc time. Where I sit around, drink beer, and watch a LaserDisc. Finally, it's LaserDisc time. Where I kick back with the beer, spin a LaserDisc. Few good men, House Party 2, Mrs. Doubtfire and Turbulence, Highlander 2, X-Files, Garth Brooks and the True Lies. Well, hello, it's LaserDisc time. Where we sit around, drink beer, and watch a LaserDisc. Finally, it's LaserDisc time. Where I sit down, drink a LaserDisc and watch some beer. LaserRot, brought to you by
February 7th, 1962, Tulsa, Oklahoma. GB! GB was born. The world's food supply was in for a drastic drop.
Okay, we are drinking Bud Diesel tonight, and I gotta say, killer combo. We gotta see the epic ingenuity that is Garth Brooks paired with the rice top of Bud Diesel.
Grew up in a house that was just totally cool. You could live in that house, you could have a blast in the house, you could try things and stretch your imagination. A house that you could make mistakes in and not be just totally killed for it. Hey, Dad.
Big-hearted, knock-kneed, bow-legged, clumsy old cowboy. I see kids love him.
Thanks for going out there and sticking something else in these people's face.
And I've talked to 11-year-old kids. I have a 9-year-old son. He also can relate to it on a very personal level.
I think you can be a wild party guy and still speak to the soul if you know what you're saying. He wants to satisfy everybody who he meets.
Listening to the women talk when they come see his shows, they love his thunder thighs, but that's what sisters are for, I think.
Now, we're doing something special here at LaserRot. We are doing a combination of a macro brew and a very, very, very talented musician. Very different mix of things today. I grew up with this LaserDisc. Unfortunately, it was not a LaserDisc, it was a VHS rip. But when I found this at Goodwill, I jumped for joy.
Taking chances. Some people say that's why we're where we're at today. I don't know. I guess I've never really thought of it much as taking chances, or more just doing what I do. I've always been that way since I was a kid. What some people call chasing after foolishness, I guess. I call trying to see if it's a door that's never been opened. We do a lot of crazy stuff in our live show. But to tell you the truth, man, it was another thing where it wasn't really taking chances. I didn't have a choice. It's what the music does to me. I was the guy that, when I was a kid, probably fake a punt out of his own end zone in the very first quarter, just because that's me. I never liked doing what people expected me to do. But if it is taking chances that's got me into this game, then you can bet it's going to be taking chances it's going to get me thrown out of the game too. But one day in the games, man, with a year of memories, I'll make that trade.
So one thing that's quite striking about this is it was never released on DVD. And it was never, in fact, released on YouTube. So here in the next few months, you'll see the entire rip of the LaserDisc on LaserRot exclusively. I will also add an extended cut of this episode, in addition to a few scenes that were not shown. It's a Budweiser original. We got the original 90s cans, as Garth would have drunk in 1992 while filming This is Garth Brooks. It is a very surprisingly good lager. I think that Budweiser has a bad rap. They make a very, very good American lager. And I think that lagers will be seeing a comeback in the next few years. It's got a very soapy head, and it's got a very delicious, sweet, and almost baked taste. Finishes clean, and this is a beer that you drink when you are at a cookout with your friends. Hugs were had, people were married. I drank this at a buddy's wedding a few weeks ago. So yeah, I would definitely recommend a Bud Orig in the Orig can, and I would probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. That's my vote. It tastes like college. So, on to the film. We have the whole band together. We have the best bumpers I've ever seen in a film. He's wearing looks like a suit they would wear in The Next Generation. And you have just a family of fans in Texas. A little bit on the LaserDisc itself. It's in 4.3 and one of the best sounding LaserDiscs I've ever heard. It's dynamic, purely analog, the way it was meant to be heard. You have Garth playing his hits. Whoever mastered the LP, which I don't ever think was released, unfortunately, did a very good job. So the mix from the board is amazing. The picture quality is a little fuzzy, a little bit of grain, but the best you can get, and the best that I will ever need. So, LaserRot here, doing our lasers, looking at lasers with LaserDiscs and G Brooks. Gotta say, this may be a 9.5 out of 10 on the LaserRot scale. You have everything that's good about LaserDiscs involved. You have everything that's good about music involved. You have everything that's good about the 90s involved.
It's funny how this really represents how I live.
I mean, it's almost a perfect picture. The only downside, I think, is the packaging of the disc itself. I needed more. I needed a gatefold. I wanted CAV. It's a CLV transfer, unfortunately. But that's okay, because we're listening to the sound, and we're not looking at it. And that's all that matters. Here. Budweiser, paired with Garth Brooks. This is Garth Brooks. Live performance. Live performance here. See you next week.